In My Hero Academia, villains have shown us just how deadly their quirks could be. Heroes, on the other hand, tend to hold back a lot when using their quirks in order to not harm others and to keep damages at a minimum. In this somewhat brand new series to the channel, we will be looking at tons of heroes' quirks shown throughout the series and be discussing just how deadly they can be. I figured the hero and quirk we will be looking at today will be none other than the alien queen herself, Mina Ashido, and her very deadly quirk, Acid. So let's start off by breaking down her quirk. Acid is an emitter type quirk that gives her the ability to produce a corrosive liquid from her body. She can control just how corrosive or sticky/slimy her acid is going to be. Her quirk can be used in various ways, from making her acid super corrosive to melt straight through walls and floors, to being able to secrete a non-corrosive slime from her feet in order to make the ground slick to slide across it quickly. And thanks to her super crazy dance skills, she has some great reflexes that when sliding everywhere, she can easily dodge projectiles, as well as making her harder to catch. Mina also has a natural immunity to her quirk, but if she uses too much highly corrosive acid, it tends to burn her skin. Now, with all of that said, it's safe to say that not only is her quirk great for espionage type missions, but she can also use her quirk to attack in some very nasty ways, which is what this video is all about, to show just how deadly the quirk Acid can really be. And her super moves are great examples that showcase just how powerful and deadly her quirk really is. Acid Veil is one of her moves where she maxes out the acidity and stickiness of her acid to form walls that are able to stop incoming projectiles. Now, this move is no joke, since at the provisional license exam, it was capable of stopping balls harder than concrete that were moving at high speeds. Acid Shot is a move where she fires off a ton of acid bullets down onto her opponent, basically making it rain acid. Acid Layback is another move that utilizes her incredible dancing skills and acid to spin in place to gain momentum to be able to throw projectiles with increased force. Finally, we have Acid Man. Acid Man is a move where she engulfs herself in a massive amount of acid that has the same properties of Acid Veil that ends up taking an anthropomorphic form that looks very similar to a slug in my opinion, which really reminds me of Katsuyu from Naruto. Now, the acid covering her acts as a shield protecting Mina by dissolving any attacks that comes her way, and this move was inspired by Kirishima's Unbreakable. Now, even though these moves are used for good, she could easily use them all for the wrong reasons. She could use Acid Shot to make it rain acid and make it so the drops would burn off the skin of her opponent, or they could just melt straight through her opponent depending on how corrosive she makes her acid. She could also forcefully shove acid down someone's throat and dissolve them from the inside out, similar to what Todoroki did to Chimera with his ice in the Heroes Rising movie. She could also do a reverse Acid Man, where instead of covering herself in a highly corrosive slime, she would cover her opponent in it instead. And since Mina has that natural immunity to her acid, a normal person would just melt straight away. Or if she wanted to, she could just use Acid Man normally and just walk straight into people, dissolving them in the process. Let's also not forget what Mina did to Slice in the Heroes Rising movie. She just straight up dissolves her hair off. Talk about a bad hair day. And even Mina is pretty self-aware of just how dangerous her quirk really is. When hearing that the practical exam was going to put the students against robots, she was very relieved, since she didn't have complete mastery of her quirk yet, and one slip up with acid against a real opponent could lead to a serious injury. But little did she know they were going to go up against their teachers. Now, with her still not having full mastery over her quirk, just imagine her in a situation where the classes are doing another test that puts the students against each other. And as Mina shoots out some acid to slip up her opponent, boom, she accidentally melts off the feet of a fellow classmate, and that's something that I'm pretty sure not even Recovery Girl can fix. Now, this is what Mina is capable of as of now, which is pretty crazy when you think about it. Plus, Horikoshi did state that she was one of the most powerful students in Class 1A. And if for some odd reason you didn't believe me when I said that she had an extremely deadly quirk and all of this other stuff that I stated beforehand, or the fact that Horikoshi himself said that she was one of the top students in the class, then let's take a look at the most corrosive acid in real life and compare it to Mina's acid. Fluoroantimonic acid is known to be the most corrosive super acid in the world, and by itself it's capable of dissolving and burning straight through anything in seconds, except for Teflon, which, funny enough, if you have a non-stick pan at home, it's most likely coated in a thin layer of Teflon. Mina's acid, on the other hand, as shown in the anime, is capable of melting straight through anything including metal with ease, which this should put Mina's acid on par with fluoroantimonic acid when it comes to corrosiveness. But what makes Mina's acid so scary, even scarier than fluoroantimonic acid, is that she can change how corrosive and slimy she wants her acid to be. And in real life, depending on how corrosive and slimy an acid is, will depend on the different effects it has on certain objects, which means her acid has the potential to be even more corrosive than fluoroantimonic acid, which is wild. I mean, imagine just getting covered in Mina's acid. There would literally be nothing left of you to even bury. Alright, I need to calm down for just a second because I also have to bring up the possibility of her ending up having a quirk evolution and what that could mean when it comes to her quirk. It's possible that with a quirk evolution, she could create even larger amounts of acid from her body, sending out huge waves of acid at a time, with her also being able to withstand using moves with maxed out acidity for longer periods of time without getting burned, as well as being able to form a gigantic acid man, which that in itself could cause some major destruction. And who knows what else she could be capable of with a quirk evolution. I'm pretty sure Horikoshi with his creativeness could come up with something more crazy than what I just said when it comes to Mina's quirk evolution. With all of that said and done, if this doesn't prove that Mina is a force to be reckoned with, then I don't know what will. But I think we can all be glad that Mina is a hero in training that tends to hold back a lot when using her quirk. So Mineta should really call himself lucky that Mina hasn't accidentally melted him away, but knowing Mineta, it's probably bound to happen sooner or later. But let me know what you guys thought of today's video. Do you guys think that Mina has one of the most deadliest quirks in the series, or do you think there is another quirk more deserving of the title? Also, let me know what quirk you guys want me to cover next in the series. Let me know all of your suggestions and thoughts in the comment section below. As always, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to Detroit smash that like button below, and don't forget to share this video with your friends. If you want to see more of My Hero Academia content, then be sure to subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on to join the Showbob's Hero Academia to become my hero. Doing all of this really does help the channel out a lot, and it's always appreciated. You can also follow me on Twitter at Showbobs5 so we can talk more about My Hero and other anime/manga all day long. Remember to stay plus ultra, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.